this problem, I'll be covering question 1, part A from the 2012 AP Calculus AB Free Response Calculator Required portion of the exam. I cover parts A, B, C, and D all in their own individual videos, so if you want to see those other solutions, please check out my other videos. Alright, so part A wants us to use the data in the table up above to approximate our derivative value here, W prime of 12. Whenever they want you to approximate the derivative, what you're really going to be getting asked to do is find the average rate of change. And average rate of change is really just fancy math talk for slope as you've always known it, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And so what you're going to do here is you're basically going to find the place on this table up here where 12 lives in between it. And so if we look at this, this would be that 12 is going to live between 9 and 15. Not the most accurate estimation, but it's the best we can do. And since 12 is living right there, those are going to be our two values. We're essentially going to use the point 9, 61.8, and 15, 67.9. That'll be our x1 and our y1. That'll be our x2 and our y2. And so W prime of 12, they would kind of want you to give them some fancy notation usually. They would want you to say something like W of 15 minus W of 9 over 15 minus 9 equals, and then go ahead and plug in your values. So then the W of 15, that's our y2, that would be 67.9, minus W of 9 would be our y1, 61.8, over x2, which is 15, minus x1, which is 9. You could plug that into your calculator if you want to. You would get out of there when they want you to finish up your answers. It's always going to be to 3 decimal places. So if you plug that into your calculator, you'd end up getting out 1.017. Then the second half of this problem would want us to go ahead and, using correct units, interpret the meaning of this. Whenever I go to interpret the meaning of a derivative, I always remind myself of the original kind of derivative notation that we learn, which is dy dx. And what that's telling me is this is going to be the change in y units over the change in x units. Then I just kind of work back into what this problem's saying. So the y values on here, those would be our w values, and the x values would be our t values. So our derivative is really dw dt. So the w units are degrees Fahrenheit. Then the t units are going to be in minutes. As we bring that back over and start breaking down how to, say this sentence, W prime of 12 is approximately, I guess it would want some squiggly lines there, 1.017 degrees Fahrenheit per minute. You would want to use language like this. It's basically the same sentence, you just kind of fill it in as you go through. You would say, at time t equals 12 minutes, tell them that x value, the temperature, whatever your y value is, your y piece is, and then if this value here is positive, then we know that it's an increasing amount. If it was negative, we would say decreasing. So in this situation, because it's positive, we would say it is increasing. And then they really like to hear this language, at the rate of, and then that's where your answer comes in, 1.017 degrees Fahrenheit per minute. So this would have gotten you 2 points on the exam. You would have gotten out 1 point from setting up and doing that little bit of the problem, and then you would have gotten 1 point for putting together this sentence that tells them what it means. Thanks for watching my video. If you liked it, please click that like button and subscribe. And also share it with your friends and anyone else you know who might be crying about an upcoming AP Calc test. You can find more videos from me, more sample AP Calc questions, and my complete AP Calc study guide over at my website, apcalcprep.com. Have a great one.